Well, my name is Jeffery Ansloos. I come from Canada. I'm part of a community there called Fisher River Cree Nation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're tremendously important, first and foremost, because it brings people together as a community, and you can really begin to see the incredible work that's happening all across your country and in different parts where we sometimes operate in isolation. We come together and we learn from each other's experiences and the wisdom that's happening in First Nations communities everywhere. I think that that's one of the most important parts of gathering together. And also just supporting each other in the work that we're all doing. I think that that's a benefit of coming together. You get encouraged hearing other people's stories. Yeah. Well, I think I've loved the event. Number one, I've loved the event. It's been incredible to meet so many different people doing such tremendous work. And also people do this work with so much heart. And you can see that people's passions, people's commitment to community is at the center of what they're doing. I think that some of the takeaways I'll be thinking about in the coming weeks and months is just the tremendous importance of thinking about the knowledges that our communities hold, that there's lots of expertise in different places, but our communities actually have a lot of the knowledge and the ideas that are needed to see us through, to imagine the kinds of solutions that will really help our people. So that's the first thing. And I think the second thing is thinking a lot about the importance of working together, that we're better as a team, we're better as a group of people, that everybody brings special gifts to the table, and that when we all bring that work together, we can create something that has a lot more impact. Well, I think first and foremost, you need to have Indigenous people at the table at all times. In this context, First Nations need to be leading the work, not just treated as kind of informal consultants, not just kind of acknowledged but then moved on, but really need to be leading the work, designing the work, shaping the direction and future of the types of programs and services and policy impacting our peoples. So that's the first thing that really stands out to me. I think the other thing is the importance of listening and listening deeply. I think sometimes we want to listen just for the things that validate our own perspectives, and I think government leaders and policy leaders and systems leaders can do well by really listening deeply and making sure they get it right. And when they get it wrong, to be accountable, to be in good relationship and try to make it better. Well, certainly everywhere that Indigenous people live on the planet, Indigenous people face the tremendous struggles against the impacts of colonization. And those are so multifold. I mean, they impact every dimension of our lives. And so I think we can learn a lot from how different parts of the world, different contexts where those struggles play out. Indigenous people can learn a lot about how we respond to those struggles. I also think we share quite urgently a struggle for the protection of land and water, that our health, the health of Indigenous peoples is connected to the sustainability and livability of the planet. And so I think that we have very deeply felt resonance with those struggles around the world. And I think one of the things we can certainly learn from is the ways in which communities have pursued justice around the world. And right now, here in Australia, the kind of work that's happening with First Nations to really have recognition, to do the work of crafting treaties, and also the work of truth-telling. Those are things that different parts of the world have explored, have created with, and have learned important struggles and lessons from. And so I think we have a lot to learn from each other. We can share the places where we had successes and the places where we had challenges. But I think also what I find most personally meaningful is the ways that we can encourage each other's commitment to justice, that we can really deepen each other's and encourage each other's struggle towards better lives for our people.